Hey y'all, welcome to the hood. So a couple weeks ago, I had a birthday. I turned 23. Yes, I was a part of the many people who had quarantine birthdays. However, I turned 23 and I wanted to give y'all a video of 22 things that I learned while I was 22. First thing I learned was it's nice to be by family. So I feel like sometimes you want to just get away from the nest and stuff like that, but it's actually nice to be like a comfortable distance away, but comfortable distance closeness. So when I was 22, I moved down here with my husband to Austin, Texas, and that is 16 hours away from my family. So it's definitely a long drive. However, yeah, I definitely get homesick now that I'm down here. And I wasn't homesick really in college. I never really got homesick. I think it was because I was still pretty close. I was like 6 to 7 hours away. And I never really, you know, I guess because I always visited enough, like I never really was like homesick. But now being down here, it'll be a year probably. Actually, it's over a year now since I've been home, and yeah, I definitely miss family. I definitely miss being around family, being in a city that I'm comfortable in. I know where I am, you know. Okay, two is mental health can turn to physical problems. So, also when I was 22, I went through a lot, you know, I just went through a lot of changes. I got married at 21, but it was at the end of 21. It was at the end of 21, so I was still experiencing my first year of marriage in 22. I graduated college at 21. No, at 22. I graduated college at 22. I moved to Austin, Texas in 22. So it was just a lot of changes. I definitely was going through a lot. I didn't have a job coming straight out of college. And I was married, so I moved with my husband regardless. And it was tough. It was tough, and I didn't put my mental health as a top priority. I definitely was stressing a lot and keeping a lot of stuff in. And I didn't think that that would turn into major health problems, but it ended up being a problem, especially when it came to my menstrual cycle, when it came to my hormones. Everything was out of whack. I gained a lot of weight, and I was just unhealthy and in a bad state. And so it definitely showed me how much stress and depression and all of that can really take a toll on your body. So I definitely rest more in God more, take my burdens to Him. Number three, love yourself. And I feel like that's a constant lesson, you know. It's something that I always learn. I feel like you learn it and then you forget along the way and then you relearn it again. And I feel like that's something that I'm always going to be doing is learning and relearning that. When I gained all that weight, I was the heaviest I've ever been. And I was 180 pounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know. But I had to learn to be comfortable in number four, which is the fourth thing I learned, and content with the area and season that God had me in. I definitely had to continue to speak loving words instead of negative words over myself, because God calls me beautiful regardless of what size I am. You know what I'm saying? Like God still thinks you're perfect, and He still thinks you're His masterpiece. So I had to continue to speak positive affirmations over myself and be content in the season that He had me in, so that way I would have a healthy mindset when I lost the weight, if that makes sense. And so that was, well, the two things, but they're kind of tied together. But those things were big. Those things were big to my weight loss too, because it wasn't until I was in a content and healthy mindset that I was actually able to lose the weight. can get to another comfortable weight that I am now. 5 is life doesn't happen fast. So I think that we are in a world where social media is big and it portrays a big part of people's successes and positives, and not a lot of people's lows. And so we get in this mindset that, oh, if it happens for them, it should be happening for me. Why isn't it happening for me? And I constantly had to remind myself at 22, like, what's for me is always be for me, and God has perfect timing, and life doesn't happen fast for everyone. I have to remind myself that it's not the norm to have everything together at 21 or 19 or 22 or 23. It's not the norm. People, make it big at 30. Some people don't make it big till 50. You never know. But it's better to just trust God's plan in that whole period. Number 6 is God keeps every promise, and I learned that going through the tough time of not having a job, and I think sometimes when we're in tough spots, we kind of can forget how God has helped us before and came through before. He's never failed us, and He's definitely never failed me. And so I think that when it comes to His promises, that was one thing that I had to speak along with those positive affirmations. Things like He'll never leave me nor forsake me. Those promises that He favors His children and that I have life in abundance. So those things were major to me to learn at 22. I had to remember that and to think about all the times that He always came through, even when it seemed like it was the darkest time ever. So number 7 is never forget what you want out of life. So I did eventually get a job. I work at Nordstrom, which is a great job. Things, however, it is not the final step in my career. I definitely still want to be a wedding dress designer. I definitely still want to be a business owner. I thank God for where He has me now, but I'm also thanking God for the next season. And so I'm excited for that. But one thing to remember while I'm at Nordstrom is to never forget the dreams that I want to one day accomplish. And I think sometimes we can get really comfortable in seasons, like we can be comfortable in our day jobs, we can get comfortable, living day-to-day life, being a wife and things like that, and we forget about ourselves. And that's one thing that I did not want to do when I was 22. I still made sure I put the time in for my business, even if it wasn't sewing, it was designing, it was doing mood boards, it was thinking about the photo shoot, it was thinking about contracts, all of that. And so that was one thing for me that I felt like was a great lesson at 22. 8, masterpieces take time. And so that comes from me designing my collection. My collection is going to be a bridal collection. It's going to be my first collection. And it takes time. I just feel like sometimes I see all these designers dropping all these lines or all these clothes. I'm like, dang, they do it so fast. But they're not you. They're not dreaming your line. So I have to remember that, this is art and it takes time. It takes time to be creative. And that goes hand in hand into my next one, which is take time to get properly inspired. I went through a rut where I felt like I wasn't getting the inspiration that I needed, and I was trying to force inspire myself, and I was not liking the outcome. I didn't like the dresses I was drawing. I felt like everything I was dreaming of had already been created or done, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do something different or fresh, at least for me. And so I had to realize that it takes time to be properly inspired. And I didn't get really properly inspired until I came back from Paris. I went to Paris for my first year anniversary with my husband, And there I was so inspired. I was just inspired by the architecture and the fashion there and how elevated everything was. So when I came back, I was able to finish the collection. And I thank God that I took the time to just take that break and just sit instead of trying to force and push stuff out and put out work that I would hate a couple months down the road. Like I would hate it. 10. Not all advice is good advice, and I learned that my first year being married. You know, sometimes we still want to take advice from friends just because they've been in relationships and things like that, but unless your friends are married, they've never been in a marriage, and then they've never been in your marriage. And so I had to learn to discern what relationship advice and what advice was good for us. I tend to take advice from people whose marriages are where I want them to be, older couples. I'm gonna say old couples, but older couples that have been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? And godly counsel, godly couples. You know. 11. Friends are valuable. Take the time to value them and work at them. So I think that society doesn't really put a big, I feel like they don't really put a big value on friendship. I feel like we as a society or people, we think a lot about romantic relationships when it comes to relationships and just boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing. And I don't know, I really value my friends. I value my friends as much as I value my romantic relationships, and I think that you have to work at them just as much. Just because you can't always tell your husband everything. Like sometimes you need a woman's ear, a girl's ear, or even if it is a guy, you know, just somebody outside of the relationship, you know, some other friends to talk with, to pray with, to have fun with, like, so I definitely learned that to value friendship and to work at them. Sometimes we don't feel that it is necessary to be as consistent with your friends. And I'm here to tell you that we should still work to be friends with people. You used to meet people in your life. I don't care, those people will be like, I don't need nobody. Yes, you do. You need people to go through life. God wouldn't have put Eve on the earth if Adam didn't need nobody. So, so I value my friendships. I definitely work at them. When I moved down here to Texas, I felt like that was when I put in the most work, because a lot of my friendships became long distance friendships. And so even though I'm not saying that I call my friends every single day, but we are consistent with reaching out with each other, making sure that we are confiding in each other, praying with each other, lifting each other up. So 12 is giving. I learned about giving and still am learning about giving. We started reading this book called The Blessed Life when I was 22, but it was like towards the end of 22. But y'all, it has definitely transformed my ways. The ways I think about giving, tithing, all of that, and not just with finances, but emotions and intimacy, and you know, the things that God gives to me, like forgiveness, joy and love. I should be able to give that too. So I'm still learning, still bettering myself with tithing, offering, and giving. But I definitely learned a lot about giving. I definitely recommend reading that book. It was great. It's gonna flip our world upside down. Let me know if you read it in the comments, or if you've read it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about that book. Okay, 13. God has equipped me with discipline, so use it. So I learned 13 because in January of this year, I finally went on the Daniel fast with my church. I joined church down here, Sunday Worship Center, and I went on the Daniel fast for the first time for real. Like, I feel like we went on the Daniel fast before, like with my mother, but it was like kind of like, oh, you just don't eat from 6 to 6, or it was, oh, no meat, but you can still have the dairy. But no, y'all, we went like strong, and we went in like we didn't have dairy, we had straight veggies, fruit, soy meat, no bread, no sweets, no juice, nothing. Like, it was crazy, and it definitely took a stretch of faith, but I definitely don't regret doing it. God showed me through that whole time that God has given us all self-discipline, and it took a lot of self-discipline to not go to Dairy Queen at 11 a.m. when I was craving ice cream, because ice cream is the thing that I have to have like all the time. So, yeah, he showed me that I had self-discipline, and I had to use it. And I used that self-discipline to continue to work out, even though I'm kind of slacking right now. But, yeah, so that was one thing I learned. I will never forget. Like, during that fast, I was really amazed at the fact that I really went that long without eating any of that stuff. I would never dreamed of not doing anything like that. But God will show you. 14, I learned that I'm not friendly, I'm just really nice. And I'm not sure if it's a bad thing or a good thing, but it's definitely a thing. I feel like I have a lot of friends because I'm nice and I know people from association, and and I always say that because Simeon, my husband, he has all the friends, and I realized that there's a difference between the two of us. Cindy actually makes friends. Like, he's actually friendly, he goes out, he's talkative. Me, I'm not talkative until I know you. I'm not friendly until I know you. It's just a thing where I feel like I can't be myself around you until I'm comfortable. 15, learning how to cook more. So, I knew how to cook little stuff, the basic stuff, breakfast for sure. But, becoming a wife, I had to definitely learn how to cook more. I had to learn how to cook more. And I had to learn how to cook different stuff because I didn't want to keep eating the same stuff. So definitely lots of phone calls to my mother and getting recipes from other people. But yeah, it's been cool. I don't love cooking, but it's been nice to learn. So 16, I learned that if it's not nice, don't say it at all. And I learned that in marriage because, like, when it comes to fights and things, like, you still have to live with this person. Like, you took a vow to live with them forever. And so you kind of don't want to say anything that you would regret, say anything that you don't mean, or say anything that's just not nice, like, to the person that you need to live in a house with, like, so I've learned to watch my mouth, basically. 17 is I learned about the favor of God, and so, like I said, even with being content with jobs and things, I learned that God favors His children, and that we are children of God, and that He works for us to have abundance. Like, He wants us to operate in abundance, and so that was big for me to learn when it came to work and stuff, because I would realize that I would get opportunities that a lot of the other employees didn't get, especially in my department. I am able to work and sell out of each department, where a lot of people are like stationed in one department, and I never noticed it until we were having a conversation about other people they had mentioned my name, saying like they wanted to be like me and work in other departments and all the other expensive departments, and I realized, like, wow, it's literally because God has favored me. It's not because I'm doing anything different, but it's because I worked hard, and I pray about everything that I do when it comes to even my job, even the little things. And so the fact that he favors me was a big lesson for me to learn, and for me to remember when it comes to different opportunities. 18, don't drain yourself working and doing for others. So I learned that, and that's kind of self-explanatory. You don't want to lose yourself. You don't want to outwork yourself. I learned that with my career. That's kind of the reason why I stopped sewing. I was constantly sewing for everyone else, doing alterations and custom orders, but none of them were bridal, which is what I want to do. And so that's why I just cut it 100% out for a year, just so I could focus on me and what I wanted, figure out what me and what I want, instead of just outputting and burning myself out on things that I didn't want. 20, I learned how to make a wig, y'all. So I made a wig during quarantine before I turned 23. And y'all, it actually turned out cute. It was flat and everything. I haven't put it on yet because I had to make it a U-part wig instead of a closure wig. But when I do put it on, I'm definitely gonna say something about how, you know, I made a wig and I mentioned it in this video. But y'all, it's cute. And I'm just proud of myself for trying new things. 21, I hate planes, but I love to travel. I learned that about myself because I hate planes. I got on my first plane when I was 21 when I was supposed to send in, and I cried so bad. It's because I don't like heights. And I've gotten used to planes. I don't hate them as much as I did, but I still would not prefer them. Like, Simeon wants to fly home when we do go visit my hometown, and I'm just like, we could definitely just do a long road trip, like, you know. But yeah, I still very much love to travel. So I'm definitely gonna still have to get on the plane because I still need to go see Italy and Brazil and all those other places. 22 is the last one. I learned that I really love the rain, but not necessarily because I always knew that I loved the rain, but I really learned why I love the rain. And I think I love the rain because it kind of forces me to be still. I am a very busy person, always out on the go and things like that. But when it rains, you kind of don't want to be out and about in it, you know, even though I don't mind because I love the rain. But you know, it kind of urges you to like sit still, recharge. It smells like it's nothing right now, but yeah, I love the rain. It's just so peaceful. And I've learned that sometimes I can get to going and not think about anything else. But sometimes God wants us to be still and just have some peace in His presence. Yeah, so that's all I have for you. Those 22 things that I learned when I was 22. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If this is stuff that y'all like to see, let me know. I'll do more stuff like this where we just sit down and talk. Other than that, make sure that you comment, like, subscribe, all of that. If you got to the end of this video and you write this, like, that means that you want to be a part of my hood. So that means join the hood and subscribe. And if you're really real, you'll turn on my video. But that's it. I really hope y'all enjoy your night. It's nighttime here. So have a good night. Bye, guys.